3 weeks ago, the Cavs beat the Warriors on Christmas. Monday, it's the rematch in Oakland. Chris Broussard is with us. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
How important is Monday's game for the Warriors?
You got indigestion or what's wrong?
Boy, they put that steak on them in Christmas
On
Now,
Christmas
is that,
Day.
is that, is that an Alabama steak, though?
Ooh, 1 point. I wouldn't say they put it on them.
Point and
They won by 1 point at
Wait,
home.
who hit the closer shot? I think it was Kyrie.
We're not even getting to Golden State. We're going Kyrie versus LeBron, right?
Right.
I'm sorry. Stop it now. You got 4 All-Stars, 3 gold medals, and the King and the one the twins.
They got 3. They got 3 All-Stars.
Gold medalists?
Cleveland.
Gold medalists. How many gold medalists they got?
3, right?
Kevin Love
Kyrie? Yeah, Love won one.
Okay.
Yep.
And Braun took them down. Go ahead, Chris. Make your case.
I have to say this before we start. We know that Cleveland's beaten Golden State 4 straight times, okay? But last year, Golden State had actually beaten Cleveland 7 straight times before they came back from that 3-1 deficit. So they had won the last 3 games of the 2015 finals, swept them in the regular season, and then won the first 2 games of the finals. So I don't want to, I'm just saying, I don't want to make too much out of this. If Golden State loses and it's like, oh, Cleveland's beating them 5 straight, I'm not going to say they got their number. They just can't beat them, because we've seen these are 2 equally talented teams, and so we know what can happen there. That said, Golden State has not beaten an elite team all year. All year. They can beat 95% of the league on talent alone.
I'm not sure how many elite teams there are, but go
You're
ahead.
right. No,
But the
you're
ones
right.
that are elite, they haven't
beaten. They're only a handful of litmus test games for them. Cleveland, San Antonio. Do you want to throw in Houston now? Maybe. Memphis now because they've beaten them twice. But they're 0-5 against those teams. So for them, they need to beat an elite team. Talking to people up in Golden State, they've told me there's no doubt in their players' minds that they're better than Cleveland, even after what happened on Christmas Day. So what I want to see from Golden State, I think is important. 1, you look at these teams that have beaten them, 3 of them are really physical. Memphis, Cleveland, San Antonio. So if they lose again to Cleveland, there begins to be a blueprint on how you beat them. Okay, so I think you have to be able to match their physicality, show you're not just a finesse team, and 2, your execution down the stretch. This is what they're saying, they don't have many close games. So their execution down the stretch is just not there, and that's why they lost to Cleveland on Christmas Day, up 14 in the 4th quarter. Who do you give it to? Does Durant use the pick and roll, or does he go one-on-one like against Memphis? So they've got to figure that out, and I think they're going to win. I think Steph has heard all this talk about he's not the same player from people like Shannon, Sharpe, and all that.
He's exactly the same. He's who we thought he was. But Uncle Drew.
25 points a game?
But Uncle Drew.
We'll take 25 points a game. But last 5 games, he's averaging 30 points, and he's shooting 22 shots per game. So he's gotten more aggressive, and I think he's going to come out and have a big game tonight.
What about the point guards he's been going up against in that 5-game stretch? He's gotten 30, averaging 30. Any of them Kyrie's caliber?
Defensively, better than Kyrie. Kyrie's, not going to defend.
But see, that's the problem. They're right. They're defensive guys, but they're offensively challenged.
Kyrie is a great offensive. I'm not trying to argue against Cleveland.
What's your point?
I'm just saying I think Golden State's going to beat them tonight.
No, that's Monday. And
Monday,
I hope you're here Tuesday so I can prove you wrong again. The thing is, Skip, look, anytime you have 2 elite teams going up against each other, because it's, okay, who's the best player in the league? Is it Kevin Durant? Is it LeBron James? Now, you got Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie is always trying to, when you go up against someone that plays your position and people think they're better than you are, you're always out to prove something. Then you got Kevin Love in the Draymond situation. So it's always something. I'm always trying to send you a message. Ain't nothing changed. You know what happened last year when you was up 3-1. You know what happened on Christmas Day. You were up 14, and we came and got you. So ain't nothing changed. The only thing that's changed is the time and the location in which we're playing. That's the only thing that changed. Y'all got Kevin Durant and Steph and Clay and Draymond. We still got the King. We still got Uncle Drew. We still got K Love. Now what? You got 2 coaches that won championships in their first year being a head coach. So, hey, you think you're the best? We think we're the best. Now, Klay Thompson, Now, you keep running your mouth. You keep talking about let them be childish. You know what happened last time.
Childish say about what? About
the
Halloween.
cookies. 'Cause
Right.
he upset about some cookies. He upset because LeBron had some Halloween cookies.
Now, if somebody had done that to you when you were playing, you wouldn't have said anything?
No.
You might not have said let them be childish, but I think you would have said something.
Because here's the thing. Now, you remember after they won the championship and they popping champagne, and Steph Curry said, boy, it smell like champagne in here. And Draymond Green said, did Cleveland win the championship? No.
talk, Jay.
What if I go to state? Yeah. Hey, that wasn't childish. But you know what happened, Klay Thompson, last time you said LeBron he got his feelings hurt? He went 41, 16, 4, and 3. And then you thought he was joking. So you say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to follow it up with another 41, 8, 4, and 3. And then you say, oh, you playing, you can't do it again. Now I'm going to triple W in Game 7, and I'm going to walk out here with the trophy. And I'm going to have me a Kermit the Frog shirt.
I can't
Don't mind me.
think of a more passive-aggressive move than making cookies.
You upset about cookies. Who don't like cookies?
I'm not upset.
Do you like cookies?
I would have eaten the cookies. I'm
You
just
like
saying,
cookies, Chris? Everybody like cookies.
It's very, very tough.
She dislikes
very, very
LeBron
tough.
as much as Skip.
I don't dislike LeBron.
The cookies were why Draymond called LeBron that word.
And what he got him?
Okay, just for the record.
What
I
he get him?
don't remember Michael Jordan ever making cookies.
No, cookies.
He couldn't bake.
But I'm going to give.
LeBron didn't make them for the record.
Yeah,
He
okay.
just,
he just,
He just
ate 'em.
ordered them.
yeah, he just ordered them.
Okay,
He just okayed them.
Corpse cookies.
I'm going to give you 1 point here. This game is psychologically huge for Golden State because LeBron James loves playing in that building. I looked at what he's done in his career. He's 8-4 at Oracle as LeBron James.
Including finals?
Yeah, I think it's including finals. But he's won 3 finals games in the last 2 finals at Golden State. Well, that's pretty great. He's 3-4 in the 2 finals at Golden State. That's pretty great to win 3 games on the road in that building.
Yep.
And again, we all know that LeBron can be clutch time challenged, but 2 of his big late game shots were in that building. Remember the game? I watch every game, but 2009 over Ronnie Turioff, he had a jump shot, like a 2-point jump shot. To me, it was a walk-off shot. And then in 2014,
That three in Iggy eyes.
yeah, right before it's a game before the All-Star break. 'Cause we took the other show I was on down to New Orleans for the All-Star game, and I was pushing LeBron at that point for MVP because he hit a cold-blooded 3. It wasn't a walk-off because they got one more shot, but it was a late-game big shot. He loves the background. It looks to me like he feels real comfortable at Oracle Arena.
Skip, you
I
didn't
think
have
he
to pull that
gets up
video
for the
up.
big games.
Huh?
He gets up for the big games.
But I just think the building suits him,
Okay.
like he feels good there. So that's why he's starting to own their house, which is why they got to take their house back on Monday
If
night.
they lose, what do you think the ramifications are for the Warriors?
Well-
got to make a big move. Won't
Look,
be able to beat Cleveland in the
At
finals.
some point, somebody's going to have to say, I close for this team. And I told you, or you guys laughed at me, Kevin Durant is not that guy. He is what I call a complimentary star, and I'm not trying to dismiss it because
Well, as long as you say star.
Okay, I'll put a super.
As long
He's
as
a
you say star,
complimentary
okay.
superstar.
Okay.
Not just player, he's a superstar, obviously. But do you realize what happened a week ago tonight at Golden State when Memphis played there? They were up 24 points at home, and they blew the lead. This is a bad sign because they're not sure, are you going to do it or am I going to do it? Who's going to close the deal? Remember the late play? We just saw it. Kevin Durant just went ISO at the top of the circle and took a shot that didn't even have a prayer, and Draymond went off on him as they walked to the bench. I thought Draymond really showed up Kevin Durant. And I know Draymond loves him, but look at this. He just read him the riot act about what had just happened. We don't play that way. We don't do this. This is not Golden State basketball. It's not Oklahoma City where you go ISO over on your side and jack up a shot to try to win the game.
Hey, this is LeBron. Get right here. This is LeBron walking into Oracle. Honey, I'm home. That's what he does. That's what he does when he go to Oracle Arena.
We were just talking about that Golden State doesn't have a closer, so let us finish that conversation.
You don't think they have
please.
any closers?
Yeah,
Skip.
They don't. Steph should be that guy.
But
And you know what? Against Cleveland, if you look at his numbers against Cleveland, they're all off. Not dramatically, but they're all down. because Cleveland plays him physically, and I think Cleveland has gotten in Steph's head.
So why you want
He's
him to
not been
close?
that
Why do you
guy,
want him to close
because
then?
he is their guy.
I don't think they need to designate a closer. You've got three. I've seen in the past where Andre Iguodala has hit the big shot.
Well, he was the
Where
MVP of the finals.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the finals. Just in a regular season
Harrison
game,
Barnes.
they go to him. Harrison Barnes
against
hit
Philly
some.
last year.
You've got three. That gives you options. You don't have. That's not a team that has to give it to one guy and say go solo. Whether it's Steph, Clay, Durant, but you can run plays for different guys and have different
They
options.
have welcomed Kevin in. They have embraced him. They've all publicly talked about we know we're all going to have to sacrifice for Kevin's sake. And at some point, you have to figure out the pecking order in the fourth quarter, and they aren't there yet.
And on Christmas Day, it was probably erroneously Durant.
It
2
was.
for 9 in the
It
fourth
was
quarter.
terrible.
Steph only got like 2 shots.
Got 2 shots.
But look,
and Steph hit a big late three that
I would
almost
rather
turned the
see
tide,
Steph
right?
hit it. But I'm cool with them having options and going to any of their
Okay.
big guns. But Steph's got to be, they got to learn how to execute down the stretch.